Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, Senate Bill 123 requires the Department of Human Services to adopt rules establishing the Oregon Foster Care Children's Bill of Rights. The agency also has to ensure that every child and youth in foster care gets a document setting out those rights. The bill establishes a special hotline phone number for foster children to make complaints and assert grievances regarding care, safety, or well-being. Mr. President, the ability to complain about unsatisfactory and inappropriate care and placement services without fear of retaliation is extremely important. You know, I think often we sometimes should put ourselves in the place of those individuals that we say we are protecting and have services for. And this is one of those bills that gives them the opportunity not only to complain valid complaints, but also assist them when they need other services. The fiscal impact for the bill includes costs for publication, the hotline, and a new position within the Governor's Advocacy Office. The position will be dedicated to answering the hotline and focused entirely on children involved in foster care system. The budget to cover these expenditures at $87,412 general fund and $95,220 federal fund, and one position has been added to the DHS budget plan. Your Joint Committee on Ways and Means recommend approval of Senate Bill 123 as amended, and I'm happy to join my Senate colleague from District 22.
Discussion of the measure. Senator Shields, excuse me, recognize Senator Diane Rosenbaum, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to rise briefly in support of this bill, and I was just looking back at a photograph of 4 very fine young men and women who came to see me about this bill, Senate Bill 123, back in February. And we're talking, these were kids who had actually aged out of foster care, but we're talking about the challenges that they had faced growing up and just not knowing where to turn about what their basic rights were, not even having a telephone number that they could call when they were told something that they didn't think was right, or they were afraid or scared or alone and didn't know where to turn. I really do want to thank the sponsors of this bill, and I also want to thank Oregon, the Oregon Foster Kids Association, which I think is called the Oregon Foster Youth Connection, and Children First for bringing this forward. But even more than that, I really want to thank just the courageous young people who have come down here to the state capitol time after time to talk to us about this bill and taken time out of sometimes challenging lives to speak up for other kids so that they can actually have some security in an uncertain world. There are so many wonderful young people, there are so many wonderful foster parents, but this creates and closes a just unnecessary gap in our system that I think will do a world of good for these young people, and I'm proud to be able to support this bill today and really grateful to the people who brought it forward. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further discussion of the measure which is before us. Senator Chip Shields, do you wish to close?
Just briefly, Mr. President, thank you. I do appreciate the gentlelady from District 10 and all of her work, not just involved with this bill, but also through the years in being a champion for foster kids as well, and as well as the work of the entire body and the good senator from Southeast Portland. This bill is about fostering hope in our foster youth. Oregon asked dozens and dozens of foster youth to come together and answer this question: what can we do to improve foster care in the state of Oregon? Their answer is Senate Bill 123. So all I'm asking today is that we stand with them. Let's foster hope today to help Oregon's foster youth. Let them know that we're listening and that we're with you. I urge your aye vote on Senate Bill 123. Thank you, Mr. President.